Hey, this is Super Game Ghost, and you're watching the 10 worst 3DS games. Let's start.
Number 10.
Centipede Infestation is a video game developed by WayForward Technologies in 2011. Finally, a video game based on the critically acclaimed Human Centipede film. Just kidding, no it's not. Centipede Infestation is set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by mutated insects. The game plays like a top-down shooter where players must fend off waves of centipedes and other insects using a variety of weapons and power-ups. First of all, the power-ups and weapons are completely unnecessary. The game is easy enough as it is. Also, each level generally has the exact same layout with the exact same enemies, so it really only takes a matter of minutes to master the game. Centipede has an average score of 5.9 out of 10.
Wow. Hi.
What? Number 9.
Dr. Lautrec and the Forgotten Knights is an adventure puzzle video game developed and published by Konami in 2011. The game follows the adventures of Dr. Jean-Pierre Lautrec, a brilliant but eccentric archaeologist, and his assistant, Sophie. This game just can't decide on what it wants to be. Is it a stealth game? Is it a puzzle game? Is it a Pokemon-esque RPG? I don't know, and I wasn't going to devote another hour into unskippable cutscenes to find out where the game was going. From what I've seen though, the puzzles in this game are neither challenging nor fun. Dr. Lautrec's average score is 5.8 out of 10.
Nose.
This is taking forever.
Number 8.
Dream Trigger 3D is a unique arcade-style shoot-'em-up game developed by Artco in 2011. I don't know what it is. I mean, I've gone through the tutorial and I understand the premise of the game, but I still can't kill a single enemy, and I usually die within 20 seconds. The fact that you have to tap the touchscreen in order to reveal enemies with your sonar, while simultaneously dodging rapid-fire enemy projectiles, makes this game close to impossible to play. This game is supposed to be a rhythm-style shoot-'em-up, but I really don't see how. How is this supposed to be a shoot-'em-up if you aren't even able to see or shoot down a single enemy? Also, this game crashed on me like 3 times in the span of 20 minutes. Holy crap, this game is bad. Dream Trigger's average score is 5.7 out of 10.
Number 7.
Harvest Moon 3D: The Lost Valley is a farming simulation game published by Natsumi in 2014. A Harvest Moon game that's bad? The game represents a departure from traditional Harvest Moon gameplay, incorporating new elements inspired by sandbox-style games. The cool thing about this game is that you can terraform the land you farm on. The not so cool thing is that it's overly difficult to use your tools and the game's overall pacing is a bit slow. The game seems to be a much more simplified version of Harvest Moon, which was probably meant to cater to a younger generation. Admittedly, I haven't sunk too much time into this, but from what I've heard, the interactions with the villagers isn't too deep, and other elements notable in previous Harvest Moon games aren't as fleshed out. Harvest Moon has an average score of 5.6 out of 10.
Number 6.
Wreck-It Ralph for the Nintendo 3DS is a platformer published by Activision in 2012. The game extends the narrative of the movie, presenting itself as a sequel to the original film's storyline. If you're looking for that one game that's an endless loop of recycled material, then this is the one for you. This game features 3 stages with 4 levels apiece, plus a boss level. Really though, it's more like 3 stages with 1 extremely long level, with the same exact puzzles, enemies, and obstacles. I found this game to be unbelievably easy, and I really believe anyone with even a few brain cells can probably beat this game in an hour or so. Wreck-It Ralph has an average score of 5.5 out of 10.
If only I knew someone with a magic repairing hammer!
Number 5.
Cubic Ninja is a puzzle game published by Ubisoft in 2011. The primary control scheme involves tilting the 3DS to navigate the cube through various levels. Players must tilt the 3DS in different directions to move the Cube Ninja, avoid obstacles, and solve puzzles. Now, whoever came up with the concept for this game is a genius. This game is in all intents and purposes the exact same thing as one of those little plastic maze toys that you could buy for a few cents at the dollar store. However, unlike the plastic maze toy, Cubic Ninja went for $40 freaking upon release. And I'm sure there were a whole bunch of suckers who bought this thing thinking they were actually going to play a quality video game. A truly brilliant scam. The amount of content available in Cubic Ninja is barely even worth $5. You're literally just tilting your 3DS in order to get a cube from point A to point B. That's it. There's basically nothing else going on here. Cubic Ninja has an average score of 5.4 out of 10.
Number 4.
Bust-A-Move Universe is a puzzle game published by Square Enix in 2011. In this game, players control a launcher at the bottom of the screen and aim to shoot bubbles upwards to form clusters of 3 or more matching bubbles. This game isn't really bad or anything. It follows the usual Bust-A-Move formula, and it can be fun to play for a while. The only problem is that there's really only one game mode, and the game itself is relatively short. Like Cubic Ninja, this game was being sold at full price at launch, when really it should have been in the bargain bin from the get-go. Sadly, this is also probably the best game on this list. Bust-A-Move Universe has an average score of 5.3 out of 10.
Number 3.
Adventure Time Explore the Dungeon is a dungeon-crawling action-adventure game developed by Way4 Technologies in 2013. The game features an original storyline set in the Adventure Time universe. This game must hold the world record for boring people to death in the least amount of time. Only 5 minutes in and you start noticing how unbelievably repetitive and uninteresting this so-called game is. Every single level of the dungeon that you descend into is virtually identical. You might see a new enemy here or there, but nothing ever really changes the further down you go. What's worse is that there's no real sense of progress as you venture further into the dungeon. Your character doesn't really get any stronger and you're not seeing anything in terms of power-ups. Adventure Time has an average score of 5.1 out of 10.
Need your help with something? Would you get all of me? Knees are bony, man.
Number 2.
Sonic Boom Shattered Crystal is a platforming adventure game published by Sega in 2014. I don't know about you, but when I think about a Sonic game, I think about a speedy platforming experience that's both fun and exhilarating. This game is the opposite of all that. Instead of getting through levels at high speed, you're forced to swing back and forth between 2 portions of the same level using some weird purple beams. And if that wasn't enough to take the game down to a snail's pace, then switching between characters in order to solve puzzles and overcome obstacles will surely do just that. The fact that this game is also unrelentingly repetitive is just the cherry on top. Sonic Boom has an average score of 5 out of 10.
Hey, who's that? You'll tell me what I want to know, little girl.
Number 1.
Myst is a classic adventure puzzle game originally released in 1993. It was ported to the 3DS in 2012. Myst is a first-person point-and-click adventure game that focuses heavily on exploration and puzzle solving. The control scheme in this game makes it downright unplayable. This is a freaking point-and-click adventure. How hard was it to make this then 20-year-old game work as it was originally intended? While exploring the island, I got to a corner where I just get stuck. I click on every possible direction, but I end up locked in this infinite loop where I can't even return to the areas I was just at a few seconds ago. I really can't comprehend how they screwed the pooch on this game so badly. The 3DS has a touchscreen and this is supposed to be a point-and-click adventure. How the hell could they not get right? Myst has an average score of 4.5 out of 10.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissures that the
Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos.